right. All right. Welcome back to the Sportscast, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us this Friday. We have a new co-host starting going forward here. So you may have seen him in the past. So Mark, you want to introduce yourself? Let people know who you are, what you do, what's your sports preference, and all that.
I am Mark Wolf. It's Friday. I've only had 4 cups of coffee, so I'm the Senior Director of Field Services. I work with all the agencies on the non-sport side, the more fun side. Sports, while there's soccer, basketball, basketball, cornhole, basketball, and soccer.
Which teams do you cheer for?
For which sport?
Pick your 3 favorite teams.
Well, I'm a homie for soccer. It's Fulham over in England. We just went Premier League. Yeah. Sorry. But I'm a homie. It's Bucks, Brewers, Nate, Packers, Badgers, and anybody who plays Minnesota.
Mark and I have a lot of long-standing bets between Gopher Badger stuff that goes on. So anytime the Gophers and Badgers are playing each other, we often have a phone call to say, "Hey, this is what's going to happen."
Who normally wins?
What sport? we got the axe a little bit ago.
I think we even beat you in cross country.
Okay. I see, like Mary, Twins, Vikings, Wild. There we go. Woo woo. All right. Well, we want to get started getting back into these sports. We're back. We talked about that last week, so we figured we might start off each show with just a little bit of recap, some highlights, that type of stuff. I'm going to let Mark, new co-host, go first about what's going on in the MLS. We talked about them last week doing like a World Cup style tournament. And so where are we at with that right now?
Well, the last semifinals was played last night, Orlando versus Minnesota, and typical Minnesota lost 3-1. So it'll be Orlando versus Portland in the final.
Aren't you?
Orlando will win.
Don't you like the Seattle team?
Who doesn't? But it's more the love of Dempsey than Seattle.
I didn't know if Portland being in that championship hurt you a little bit or not.
We won't talk.
and I'll argue for Minnesota. They overperformed a little bit, didn't they?
No, they were successful last year. They actually made the playoffs last year. This year, they were better than expected, but they should have gotten to the semis.
Sure.
They paid a lot of money for their players.
Well, if you want to get new fans, invest in the team right away, right?
Yeah, except for the really ugly uniforms they have.
Well, I mean, they can't be all – Seattle already took those color schemes, so they can't all be pretty like that.
Purple for Orlando.
There you go. All right, so we're getting close to ending that season, and you said we talked about it yesterday when we were getting ready, but you said that trophy is going to be the same as if you won the regular season trophy and all that, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. It's just like the NBA and Major League Baseball. They're considering it a complete season.
Yeah. They didn't start any part of the season before that tournament, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they did.
Oh, they did. Okay.
1 month's worth.
Sure. So so everybody had to kind of change courses after halfway through the season, at the end of the season, all that type of stuff. So moving on to the NBA, and I'll put this out for the NBA and the NHL. The bubble's working. Everybody's staying safe. There's no positive tests, so that's a good thing. Nate, you just told us you were watching SportsCenter and Zion's out. How long is he out?
I know he's at least out for tonight. I don't know how long, but I know at least for tonight's game.
Gotcha. And the Bucks had lost to Brooklyn this week, which was a little rough one, but they're pretty much a lock for first place in the Eastern Conference.
They won last night and came from 23 down to beat Miami to clinch the first spot.
Gotcha. I should have looked this up. Is there any of those ninth place teams that are looking like we're going to have one of those play-in series? No? So we're just letting it play out and get to the playoffs next week. So the good news is the Bucks are in the playoffs. Yay! I don't think that was ever in doubt. But they're gonna have home court advantage, whatever that means in Orlando.
We get the decals on the floor.
There you go. So it's the little things that count. I want to introduce everybody. Nate, you want to introduce yourself real quick? Nate's been working with us this semester, and so he's our baseball guru. So I wanted to invite him today. So Nate, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hey guys. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nate. I was an intern this summer with the Region 6 area, and I'm a big baseball fan. So I have a lot to get through today, I guess.
Yeah, I asked Nate today. So today, unfortunately, is Nate's last week here with interning with us. You're always welcome to jump on the sportscast and do all that stuff. And once you're part of Special Olympics family, you're always part of Special Olympics family. So
definitely.
But I wanted to, since it's last week, I wanted to give him a chance to. He's our baseball guy, so he stumped me before on a baseball question. So I wanted him to give us a baseball rundown this week. So go right ahead.
Yeah, sure. Well, I think we talked about a little bit last week with the Cardinals having all the positive tests. That was like the big news at the end of last week. I heard today that their game got canceled tonight against the Cubs because one more person tested positive. But other than the Marlins and the Cardinals, I think it's going pretty well in the MLB because most teams are at least playing it responsibly.
Does that look like what they're going to do? Anytime there's a new test, they're start canceling games like that? Or?
I think so, yeah. And it's tough because 20% of the games that 2 days this week I think were canceled.
Okay.
So
wow.
Yeah. So they're going to be playing double headers with 7-inning double headers just to speed everything up. But it's going to be interesting to see them try and cram every game in.
Yep.
So.
Do you think they're going to get there, Nate? Do you think they'll finish the season?
I have no idea. I mean, I think that they're going to get to the end of September, but I don't know if everyone's going to be playing the same amount of games. So it's going to be interesting when playoffs come around with different amounts of games played. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out.
I saw the Marlins had the best win percentage in the league yesterday because they hadn't played that many.
That was actually my next one. Surprisingly, they're 6-1. They've only won one game so far, and 2/3 of their team have been out with COVID. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then I guess one of the ones I have for Brewer fans. This is kind of a hot take, but Yelich's inside the Parker last night was kind of fake because it should have been a ground rule double.
Oh, explain what happened.
So, because the new netting policy that the MLB is doing, they were playing in Chicago where the nets are from foul pole to foul pole, and if the net wasn't there before, it would have bounced on the field and then would have gone into the stands right away. But since the netting was there, they didn't call it off, and they said it was in play the whole time. So as the left fielder went into the netting and kind of got stuck there, Yelich ran all the way around the bases and scored. It was pretty funny. So,
Mark, do you agree with that?
Unfortunately, I saw it, and yes, but Yelich needed it the way he's hitting.
Yeah.
The next 2 weeks, Brewers fans and I aren't going to get along because I think this is our stretch. We play the Brewers twice or 2 or 3 times in this time frame. So I think we get all our games out.
Yeah, watch out for the Twins, I would say.
They look good.
They look good coming into County Stadium last year, but who won those games?
They split, I thought. I was at the wrong game. That was the problem. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I heard on the news that they were discussing maybe Major League Baseball going into the bubble for the playoffs, so they wouldn't have to delay anything.
Possibly, yeah. And I think even the Marlins were the home team last night, but they were playing in Baltimore.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that's been interesting.
It's like the Blue Jays trying to find a home field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah, for those who know, the Toronto Blue Jays, they got ruled like the week of the season, right before the season, that they couldn't have home games because of their quarantine rules. So they had to find a home field in the United States, and it took them a little bit. So they're now the Buffalo Blue Jays for a second. Yep. Well, very cool. That's good. That's helpful for us to get in the Major League Baseball. I'll try to be quick with my NHL stuff, but. Can I just point out, this has been a fun week. Starting on last Saturday, the NHL has been going basically from 11 in the morning till 1 in the morning. You can turn on a game at any point. And so right now they're in their qualifying round. So teams will play a 5-game series that seeds 5 through 12 will play a 5-game series to see who gets in the playoffs. There's one team that's already been eliminated. The Rangers are out. The Islanders should beat Florida here pretty quickly. And so today's game started actually at 1:30 with the Preds are facing elimination, which is one of my second favorite team. And then my favorite team, the Wild, are facing elimination at 9:45 tonight. So debating if I wanted to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning to see if they lose. But it's been a fun week, and it's all going to be over for the qualifying rounds by this weekend. And then we start the first round of the playoffs next week, where it's going to really start to matter. So you already have 4 teams from each conference that are in, plus the Eastern Conference now has the Hurricanes in, and now we're waiting for the other 4 seeds for the West and the other 3 seeds from the East to figure out how that's all going to shape up for next week. So we are just at it's funny that we've been doing this for about a week or so, and then we're about to actually get in the real playoffs, which is just the second season of itself. So I'm excited about it. Anybody else been watching? I know Nicole's been watching. Anybody else been watching the NHL playoffs or qualifying rounds? Oh, all right, cool. That's going to help me real good in the next topic. Andrew, you have a question? You have to unmute yourself.
Why did the Seahawks shut Broncos on Super Bowl Sunday?
What was that?
2014.
2014. You have to wait till we get to the stump the host part.
All right. Did the Chiefs shut down the
Mark would have had that. What was that?
The Chiefs shut down the 49ers.
Yeah. Hey, we'll get to that in a second here, okay? All right. So we're going to move to, Mark, our first debate topic. Do you want me to show your video right away?
Nope, you can go first. I'll let it's my stuff to wake them up.
Mark is trying to set me up here, I'm telling you. So, all right, so we decided today, since we have a new dynamic duo leading the show, Mark's a big soccer guy, I'm a big hockey guy. So Mark proposed the question, if everything else was not happening and you had to choose to watch one of the 2 sports, would you watch soccer or would you watch hockey? And so we were going to defend our sides here, and Mark's going to be wrong, but he's setting me up, so we'll see how this all works out. So obviously, I say if you have any time, if you had to watch between soccer or hockey, I don't understand how you would choose soccer. I mean, both of them are low-scoring games, but man, soccer, you can just sit around and wait for paint to dry for that. There's so much field. There's so much to cover. They tend to end up in the middle a lot. Hockey, you're continually going back and forth. It's a high-speed game. There's hits, there's fights, there's goals. I mean, we're talking about world-class athletes doing something that other world-class athletes can't do, going back to one of our arguments before that I think I had with Brittany about which sports have the best athletes. And not to mention, I know hockey is not super popular, but the star power is so much better in the NHL than it is in MLS when you talk about watching it stateside. And if you want to talk about watching Premier League, man, waking up early in the morning on a Saturday does not appeal to me. So I don't know why you would do that to watch something across the pond. Honestly, if you watch any playoff format, there's nothing better than the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, just from start to finish, there's an ability for teams to upset. There's rivalries that are built. Every single time the puck stops, there's some sort of conversation being had, whether it's physically or just jabbing at each other. It's just an entertaining sport all around, and once you get to know it, it's just a fantastic and fun sport. So, Mark, you were taking notes. You're making me nervous here.
Well, first of all, I'm wondering if you've got an argument for hockey. I'm waiting for it.
My argument for hockey is what?
I'm waiting for you to come up with a reason why to watch hockey.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
If I had an hour to explain the benefits of hockey, it still would be too much time. All right. Why soccer? One, global. Hockey does not have teams. I don't think in Africa or South America. Where does soccer? Global. All right. Soccer has a better dental plan. So if you look at a soccer player and a hockey player standing next to one another, smiling, who's got teeth and who doesn't?
I got to argue hockey has a better dental plan because they have to use it.
Yeah, well, so do you see a problem? All right.
I got all my teeth.
The other thing is you talk about how speed and whatever, we don't need extra equipment to make it work. We have a ball and we run and we kick. We don't have a stick. We don't need a helmet. We don't need the goalie doesn't need any protection.
He wears gloves.
Okay. So what about pads and a mask and a stick? And they make the goal so small that most goalies cover that. All right. So, but soccer can do it without any extra equipment. And the other thing, if you get to the one video.
What? Do you want me to load it for you?
Wait, let me explain it first. Soccer, you can win an Academy Award. And here's why. Show that.
I don't think that's a selling point.
It is. There's drama. There's all of this. Show that video. Look at the drama. Oh, you listen. You can't get any better than what you're seeing now. Right? Oh, these would be great extras in any thriller or action video. Yeah. You don't get that in hockey. So they've got side jobs of Academy Awards.
What is that?
That's funny.
All right. Oh, I can't with that anymore. I've never had somebody sell soccer because of the faking of injury.
Two more things. One, soccer, if you look at they're all referred to the name of the city that they're from. unlike hockey, it's Predators, it's Admirals, it's whatever. You don't know where they're from. Manchester City, Orlando, Minnesota, Seattle, you know, there's homies there. And finally, from Olympics, more people watch curling than they did hockey at the last Winter Games.
Yeah, there's no NHL players there. Have you watched curling? I mean, man.
They actually had professionals as well at the Olympics. So
hold on, Mark. So let me ask you this. So two MLS teams are playing each other. The United are playing the United. Well, that could be half the league right there.
No.
Yeah, Minnesota United. They're playing against the Orlando United. They're playing against the Portland United. That's all their teams are called.
Yeah, but they still have the city name first, right?
Oh, man. Yeah, so the Nashville Predators. Yeah, they have the city name first, too. That's great.
But when they make, do you go by Boston or the Red Sox? Or if you watch hockey, you're more familiar with the Predators or the Avalanche or the Capitals than you are from what city they're from, right?
Mary can back me up on this. Or go ahead, Nate. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just for baseball. It's only the Red Sox. Everyone else, it's Wisconsin. So.
Mary can back me up on this. The Minnesota Wild. They're from the state of hockey. There's state pride there.
When was the last time they actually won something?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know.
All I gotta say is it's always a great day for hockey.
Hey!
Yep.
There it is. And Brittany in the chat, a big point. How many soccer movies are you watching? I mean, there's 3 Mighty Ducks movies better than any soccer movie out there.
Greatest game ever played. Goal 1, goal 2, goal 3. Greatest game ever played.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm gonna choose Miracle over Bend It Like Beckham. That's my choice. Let's go around. We've been talking too much, Mark. Anybody want to weigh in? Which one would you rather watch, hockey or soccer? Andrew, do you have an opinion? You normally like to share here.
I love hockey, and I'm always going to side with hockey with Jason, but I will say that one of the coolest things in going to a sporting game is at soccer matches when fans all sing songs that they know in the stands. I will say I love my hockey, but that is one of the coolest sports things when you're at a game. And I love that team pride that all the fans get to experience as well.
Soccer states this summer.
Soccer?
Yep.
Oh, man. Look where we're going here. We're going the wrong way. Anybody else want to share?
The uniforms are more comfortable.
Yeah, well, Mark, you're the person. Yeah, you'd wear a soccer uniform in the middle of December. I think this is a little warmer when it gets cold. All right, let's put it up. I'm going to put up the poll here, Mark. We'll see. Oh, actually, Nicole, can you put up the poll for us? We're going to see what people say. Would you rather watch? Do you have it up?
Yeah, you guys can all see it, right? Except for Jason, I guess. Jason, you're not allowed to vote.
I'm not allowed to see anything, so you're going to lie to me and tell me soccer won this in a landslide. And I will,
well, I wouldn't have to lie, so. All right, guys, we're going to close it in 3, 2, 1. Can you guys see the results?
Nope.
We have 7 votes for soccer and 5 votes for hockey.
Okay, that's not a landslide.
Neither I or Jason could vote, so we would have been tied.
Oh, Mark couldn't vote either. So, no, could you vote?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
there you go. That's a swing right there. That's ridiculous. All right. Well, congratulations, Mark. You won your first debate. Way to go. I don't know how you won the debate when your selling point was people faking injuries, but, whatever. I think I forgot to send you this portion, Mark, so I'll run with the Who Am I quiz. So, for those of you who have not joined us before or been a little while, we're going to do the quiz. It's the Who Am I quiz. So, I'll read clues about somebody involved with sports, and then once you get it, the easiest way to do it is enter in the answer into the chat, because that way makes it fair as we know who gets it done first. Otherwise, if we're not getting answers, I'll look for people raising their hands too if anyone wants to answer that way. So I got 9 clues, and hopefully somebody gets them in 9. I did not send these through Mark, so he didn't get to see if I was on the right track or not. So this one happened. It's either going to be 1 clue or 19 clues. We'll find out. I am 43 years old. Nobody's on that one. That's what I got Giannis guessed right away was I gave age, so at least I'm in the right spot. I ran track at Florida State University. Let's see, Mark, would you have had it by now?
No.
I scored at least 1 touchdown in all 28 games of my college career. Mary says Aaron Rodgers. That is not right. Nope. I would like to see Aaron Rodgers run track. That would have been great. I was drafted 21st overall in the NFL draft.
We had another guess in the chat box.
Butler.
Jason.
No, not Butler. I played for 5 NFL teams, but was known best for wearing purple or navy blue. Number 6. We'll see if we can get there. I held over 20 NFL records during my career, including catching 23 touchdowns in 2007. I can give a bonus hint there. Those 23 touchdowns were thrown by Tom Brady. Yeah, do you have one? Do you have an answer? Here, I'll unmute you.
Ready?
What do you think your answer is?
My answer would be the Milwaukee Brewers.
Nope. I see. Logan, where's Logan? Logan, I'll unmute you. Logan, what was your second answer?
Randy Moss.
That is correct. Very good. I was worried we weren't going to get there. Mark's favorite clue was Packer fans hate me, especially after my rude touchdown celebration. Everybody remembers some display at Lambeau there. But Randy Moss is right. So Logan, Logan, you want to enter your email into the chat for me, and I'll send you a prize. Perfect. All right, Mark. I'm going to let you go first on our second topic, since you set me up the first time. So we were talking about, there's a lot of different things coming up. We have fall sports coming up. So high schools are doing things a little bit differently. Colleges are all doing things a little bit differently. I know for college football, the Big Ten just announced it was a 10-game schedule compared to their normal 12, and conference games for the most part all around. UConn just announced they're not playing. And so we know in Wisconsin right now, high school football is pushed back a couple weeks, but still playing in the fall. And other places are planning on moving football to the spring. So Mark and I wanted to have that conversation of, for high school football, what's going to be the best case for this school year, 2020, 2021? Should football be played in the fall like it normally is, or move to the spring? So Mark, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to say keep it in the fall. Push it back a little bit as long as you take the precautions. But a lot of the high school players now play multiple sports, and it follows through the season. So you'll get a lot of football players doing not only basketball but also wrestling. And so they keep the training through that, and they go on to either track or lacrosse. So if you move them to the spring, they're going to miss out on, a lot of that training that's part of their nature, but also they're going to have to make a decision as to which sport that and if they love baseball or the lacrosse in the spring, but have to play football, how do you make that call? I know Nate, he'll just make baseball, but some of them like to do two of them. So as long as the precautions are in place, you're back to trying to create some normalcy, I think you keep it in the fall.
Well, let me ask you this: would you rather choose? Would you rather have the choice to see which sport you like to play in, or possibly not be able to play that sport at all? Because I think we're looking at what pro sports are coming back, and we'll see what college does. But the ones that are working are people who are in a bubble. And right now, I don't think there's any way to make high school football in a bubble. I think you're going to have a lot of times where people are going to come back, and we may have some additional cases and all that type of stuff. I think pushing it to the spring, you have a better chance of a season happening. You have a better chance of the season happening safely. And also, you have a better chance of having your parents to be able to come out and watch you play, which I don't think could happen in the fall in a lot of places. We just found out in Green Bay that there won't be any fans for the first two games for the NFL season. And that's in the stadium that seats how many? Was it, well, I don't know, 60, 80,000 people in that stadium? So you can spread out pretty well there. In a high school football bleachers, it doesn't spread out much, and there's a lot of interest. So I know a lot of times those things are packed. So I think the spring, yes, you're going to have people make hard choices. I was talking to Amber. Amber was a 3-sport athlete in high school, and she would have had to make a choice between volleyball and softball if that would have happened. And, it's a hard choice for people to have to make, especially if it's in their senior year. But I would rather be able to have that choice than start a football season and play a week and then be done, and that's the end of your football career, especially for those that's their number one sport. So I think it's a better chance happening in the spring, and I think you have more fans and you have more parents and all that type of stuff. And also I know football brings in some money for schools, and so there's a better chance of bringing that money in the spring than it would be in the fall.
Well, it becomes difficult if you've got football, baseball, lacrosse. Lacrosse and football use pretty much the same field. So then that runs in. Then you've got girls soccer that also uses, in most cases, the football field. So now you're running into someone can't have something because there's not enough facilities. And also, if you get scholarship offers for two sports, let's say football and track, now you go to one of the people, I'm going to do this. How do you, here you get a chance to do both?
Yeah, but again, if you're depending on your senior year of football to get you a scholarship for football and you don't get to play, then that throws out that idea there. I mean, hopefully you were good enough as a junior, or hopefully your coach started you enough there. But I don't know, fields, I mean, you have to get creative with some of this stuff. There's a lot of those in the spring. I mean, there's a lot of off-site soccer facilities that you can work with in the community. Same with football, same with, baseball, softball. There's places all over this place that you maybe have to spread out a little bit and get some of these games in. Plus, I mean, football's kind of they've kind of got a stronghold on Friday night, so you at least can plan around that. But I just think it's going to be better for those athletes. Hey, I understand. I would have had to make a hard choice to be moved into the spring. I was a cross-country runner and a track runner. I mean, which one would I run in? I don't understand how I'd be able to figure that out, but I would do cross-country, don't worry. But still, I get that those are hard choices, but I just think it's going to be best for everybody involved to move it to the spring and not have to worry about all the things we're already worried about getting back to school. I mean, heck, there's some schools that aren't, Madison area, there's schools that aren't even in session, so they're going to have to come into school to play football. So I think it's just if you can't get into there for a normal school day, I think it's going to be harder to get in for practices and games and all that stuff, plus traveling. So wait it out. Let's see what the spring looks like, and let's give them an opportunity to play then. What do we should we see if anybody has any input on that? Should we have high school football in the fall or the spring this year? Anybody want to share? Michael, hold on. You have to unmute yourself. All right, go ahead.
I would say I would probably keep it in the fall.
You keep it in the fall?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
I mean, because I kind of like generally like watching like the football like in the fall and stuff. But then if you switch it to like the spring here, there probably won't be as many like people that will like watch like the NFL games or like whatever. If you do it like earlier, like in the spring here, there probably won't be as many like people watching it in the springtime as you will watching it in the fall on TV. Like for the NFL like games and stuff here, then there'll probably be less people watching it in the spring and more people watching it if you just keep it in the fall area.
I got you. Andrew, Nate's raised his hand. There you go. I asked, you have to unmute, you're in. There you go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I would say do it in the spring, but let the athletes choose which sport they would rather prioritize. Coming from my perspective, I'm in the college game right now. So let's say if like there's scouts that want to see like some players play before they get to college, this is their last shot, and go for like the whatever sport they're best at.
Yeah, gotcha. Perfect. Anybody else? I saw Logan said no for fall for in the comment section. Andrew, you have to unmute yourself. There you go. What do you think?
I think Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love have brotherly chemistry.
Mark's shaking his head. I don't know about that. All right.
Love signed for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. All right. Nicole, do you want to launch the poll for everybody, or if you already did? I don't know. I can't see.
We have launched.
All right. Let's see how this comes in. Mark, I don't know. This one seems more split. Hold on.
All right. Has everybody voted? Give it a couple more seconds. Get your votes in.
Michaela, unmute yourself real quick. Would you have run track or cross country?
In high school, cross country. In college, that'd be a much tougher choice.
There you go.
Probably still cross.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and end the polling here. And it looks like Jason won this one by one vote. We have this push high school football to the spring.
Hey, splitting is a good thing, Mark. That means that we must be doing something okay, or either or not very okay. I guess whatever. We're even.
So if we look at how we normally do our total goals, I think I win by one vote.
Oh my. Well, good thing we didn't make a bet before this one. All right. So we're getting to the last portion of our of the sportscast, and that's the Stump the Host portion of it. So if anybody has a question, trivia question for Mark and I, if you ask us an opinion question, it's gonna be pretty easy. So if you have a trivia question for us, see if you can stump us. If you can, we'll get you a prize. If you want to either raise your hand or you can put it in the chat. So feel free to do that. Anybody have a question? I don't know if Andrew already used his. See, some weeks we don't, so we'll see. Anybody have a trivia question? Are you guys all looking it up right now? Andrew, unmute yourself. I don't know. I think you might be frozen, Andrew. There you go.
I think the high school football team moved into the spring.
There you go. I appreciate that. Did you do you have a trivia question for us?
Yeah. Why did Jordan Love got drafted by the Green Bay Packers?
Why did he get drafted?
Yeah.
I have an opinion. Mark, do you have an opinion on that?
He's athletic. He has a strong arm. They need a backup quarterback. They don't want to run into the issues they had 2 straight years. So he is a little more proven than Tim Boyle.
I think it's to tell Aaron Rodgers it's time to go.
Wishful thinking on Minnesota's part.
It looks like Alex has her hand raised, so she might have a question for you guys.
Hey, go ahead, Alex.
Do you like football?
Do you like football? Yeah. I cheer for teams that don't win, but I like it. Mark can't disagree with that, I guess. Oh, man.
I have a trivia question.
You have a trivia question. Uh-oh. She's looking at a different screen. This is making me nervous.
My camera's not where my face should be.
Sure.
That's why. Okay. Of the 4 major sports, which sport has the most teams with non-plural nicknames?
Oh, geez. All right.
Bonus if you can name them all of the sport that has the most.
Does this include expansion teams?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I know an answer to that one. I'm gonna get we can guess differently, Mark. That's the best part about Stump the Host. There's 2 of us. I'm gonna guess the NHL. So you could
name. Go ahead. Go ahead. Name them.
Okay.
Prove it.
Okay. So there's the Wild, right?
Yup.
There's the new Seattle Kraken.
Yup.
Okay. There's the Lightning. Okay. This one's a tricky one because there's the Avalanche, even though they go by abs, that's still that's not a plural.
It counts. It counts.
All right, hold on. There has to be another one, isn't there? Canadians, nope. Maple Leafs, nope. Senators, nope. What am I missing? All right, you can help too.
I think you stumped him, Brittany.
Hold on, I'm getting there. I'd ask you what division they're in, but I don't know if that's going to help. You'll be able to help me on that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I don't know. I'm missing one, aren't I?
Are you?
Dang it.
Mark, do you have an answer?
If it relates to hockey, no. It's not baseball. It's got to be hockey. It's got to be hockey.
Going through them all in my head right now. It's going to drive me crazy. All right, I'm going to lock that in, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Mark, what's your final answer?
It might be soccer. Revolution.
That's not a major sport. Football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. Sorry. When you're talking the 4 major sports, everyone knows that those are the 4 major sports. Yes? Yeah. Sorry.
I don't care what a previous poll had said.
That could have been an argument for you, Jason. You could have said when people refer to the 4 major sports.
In the U.S., but globally?
That's fair.
So you're just not going to throw one out there, Mark?
It's hockey.
So it's at least hockey, right?
You're partially correct.
Oh, it's a tie?
It's a tie.
Girls hockey?
Oh, man.
Hockey and
No, Spark's going through. What sport are you going through so I can go through the different one? Oh, man. I want basketball? Oh, no. Yeah, this chance is going to be way worse.
I'll give you a hint. It's not baseball. Mark was correct. For the record, baseball only has the Red Sox and the White Sox. Nate.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they do have S in them. Can think of what NBA teams.
So you've got Magic.
Magic.
Got to go through the Celtic. I don't know if that's
That has an S at the end.
It's Knickerbocker, but they added the S at the very end.
I mean, fair enough.
They go by Knicks. It's Knickerbocker.
Yeah, but that's a little bit more formal than the Avs and the Avalanche. This is just entertaining stuff right here, isn't it?
Do you need
All right, Brittany, share the answer so we don't stay here for the next hour and a half.
All right, so it's Magic, Heat, Jazz, and Thunder.
Ah.
So 4 and 4. Hockey, technically the Kraken aren't there yet.
It's official.
But so the answer used to be basketball, hands down.
Wait, so did I miss any of the hockey ones?
I don't believe so.
Okay. That was driving me nuts because I was trying to figure out, like.
I know, I kind of just didn't want to answer you to.
I think that was a good one. Here, Mark, I'll let you answer Logan's question. When was the last time the Bucks were the #1 seed for the playoffs?
Last year.
The last year?
Yeah, they were in the Eastern Conference last year as the #1 seed.
There you go. See, we had that one too. All right. Well, Brittany, thanks for stumping us and making us really go through the Rolodex of what teams are out there. So, all right. Before we go, Andrew, what do you got? What do you got for us? You have to unmute yourself.
The Bucks are why are the Bucks the #1 seed?
Giannis.
Giannis.
I think that's the right answer. I'll give.
To say Brooke Lopez.
I'd like to give a shout out to him too because he likes Special Olympics. So I'll say yeah. And his brother too. So all right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us this week. We had a blast. Mark will be back with me next week going forward. So think about some fun trivia questions for us, and we look forward to talking to you next week. So bye everybody. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Bye.